if you want to up your stuff. But yeah, we're live. So what's going on, man? So if we would just go jump right into it. I know I just came off of geeking out. So if there's anyone trickling over, I do appreciate that. Costa, I know you and I from Pop Culture Living Room. You and I streamed a few months ago. I feel like we're a couple hours away from each other. You
Yeah.
had me on your stream. I very much appreciate that. And I know since then you and I have crossed paths in the live chats, and we try to get together. And now that I have my own stream, I was like, hey, I know you're supposed to come on like a week or two ago. We had some scheduling conflicts, but I'm glad that you took some time out of your Sunday night. I know you could be doing a lot of other better things than sit here and talk to me right now.
Like
but
hanging out with my wife. No.
I know I could be hanging out with my wife too right now.
I know. Listen, guys, that's not a joke. We are like, we love all the same shit. So it's like, it's perfect when you have someone who likes the same things that you like, and
yeah.
You can
Hey,
share.
I'm only taking you away for about an hour or so it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
So tell her. But let's see who we got in here. We got some guy. Sunny, let's go with Mr. Mom. Like and subscribe, some guy. As always, I appreciate you being a staple. Padian 23. Thank you so much, brother, for being here as always. The Hot Toys Nightmare saying hello to everybody. Sean, I appreciate your support, brother. We got some other people trickling in. Jared, what's up, everyone? And Mr. Mom, Jared, so nice to see you. I know I did a stream yesterday off the cuff, and I think you were in there as well. Eddie Rodriguez, good evening, guys. Just made it home in time. I appreciate that. As I said, I'm still cementing my place here. Sunday nights, 8:15. I know there's other people streaming. We are on the eve of potentially a huge Star Wars week, I guess, week, so I know everyone's doing their predictions. I just came off of geeking out, doing mine. I figure let's change it up and let's get nuts, pumped for the stream. It was originally going to be about Star Wars, but then when I saw that Flash trailer drop, I'm like, you know what? I want to talk about what people aren't talking about, and it's the Flash. And because I think after Star Wars, that's going to be the next major IP that's going to break our wallets potentially. So we're going to talk about that. And like I said, we got other people, little conversations going on. Luis here. Hey, Peyton, what's going on, everybody? So as people trickle in, so we'll do a little bit of housekeeping in the beginning. And basically what I want to do is I saw this today just to, like I said, we're going to touch base on a couple topics, and then we'll have like more of an open discussion about what the main is. But share my screen real fast. And the first thing I wanted to really bring up was actually sideshow deals. If anyone's checking out, I saw these today, and the reason why I brought this up actually is the Darth Maul, and I've seen could be the first one that I saw, that was on Sideshow Deals. It's timed. What are we at? We're at 15 hours, but this isn't a bad piece actually. I have the DX. Was it the 16, 17? I think it is.
Yeah,
from,
me too.
Episode 1, 208, $5 shipping. I mean, or
yeah.
It's not a bad piece. Do you have Maul at all or no?
I do. I have the DX17.
Yeah.
Normally he'd be like, I'm in transition because I was filming for this for one of the tutorials that will be that I have to redo. Yeah. Like it's been a rough 2 weeks. Work has been crap.
I heard about that. I saw your post, man. I feel bad about. I mean, it's not bad.
It's weird. A lot of people didn't read the post and were like, "They look great," and I'm like, "No. Read the post." I had to take it down because what happened was, and I was like, "Oh, did I really mess this up so bad?" No. What happened was
you were off by a measurement, I think.
Yeah, but the measurement, I sent the company that I get my aluminum from, I sent them that measurement because I accidentally added 40 centimeters onto the final number. But then I remembered that I sent them an email and they fixed that for me. And it doesn't change in your order to the correct number. So I was still going off of the ordered. Yeah. So yeah, I took it down. Now I'm just going to add it all into one big video. So, it'll be easier.
I wanted to pull this up so people can take a look because
it looks
208. I mean, off 260, $5 shipping. I mean, just saying, if you want a Maul, this isn't a bad deal. And people can correct me in the chats, but I'm not trying to preach that I know all. But I have not seen this one on Sideshows on Daily Deals yet. So could this be kind of people are looking at new releases and stuff, but could we get could we get some deals from Star Wars, from existing stuff that's in stock? I know for me, I'm putting it out there in the universe. I'm hoping that the Return of the Jedi Scout Trooper and Speeder goes on daily
Oh,
deals, like
me,
good daily deals. I'm talking like I want 30% off. That's what
uh, yeah, I want a second one because
I
I'd
want that
like
really bad.
to because I have Leia in the Endor and with Wicket, so I wanna
Yeah.
have a second one with them on it. Maybe we'll get a Luke coming up this week. I don't know.
Yeah,
What
like I said, we just did our predictions, and I think they're going to go pretty. Yeah, I gave my predictions about what I thought it was going to be, but I think it's going to be a combination of new stuff and then daily deals. Because if you look at Sideshow's calendar, they have it as May the 4th week all week, so every day they're doing something.
Yeah.
It's very interesting to see, and I think it's going to happen with the daily deals, where you're going to see more Star Wars on daily deals, and I'm hoping that we get something good. And then the other one, real fast, just touch base, is Zombie Hunter Spider Man. I think this
Yes.
one's been on there before. I almost got this until what is this 216 shipping is what it is, regular shipping. I was going to get this one and actually take the cloak off because I like the suit, but when
Mhm.
they released the new red and blue suit from No Way Home, like that final
Yeah.
suit, I was like, I'm getting that one over this. So I'm not getting it. But for those of you who have not seen today, I just wanted to give a quick update on daily deals so you guys can see what was going on. And like I said, they're timed. They'll end a couple hours from now, and that as it may. So jumping into, that's really the only thing I want to address. And then what I want to also talk about real fast is what was announced, which we will jump over to Facebook now. And we have a release and an announcement. I guess we'll talk about this one because this is the first one I pulled up, and this is Yelena from the Black Widow. And this is one of those figures that, I mean, I'm not getting it, but I like it. It's cool. I didn't really look at the blogger photos. It looks like a cool figure. The Black Widow, I'm not really all in on that. I mean, Marvel's kind of left a bad taste in my mouth, to be honest with you, in terms of Phase 4. And like the Black Widow line, I'm not going in on it. I don't know, Cost. Do you have any Black Widow solo or
I do. I don't have. So if I'm with you right now with Marvel, I think if I'm going to go back and try to like make my own Avengers
mhm.
from what was available. So like the Endgame Black Widow would probably be the one I would go for.
Mm.
I think like when they announced this, I was like, wow, it looks great. I mean, the final product, it's a little it's not
Soft is the word I
yeah,
was hearing.
it is compared to the prototype, but it's still a good looking figure. And if you are, into that with the Black Widow movie, you got to remember we have Thunderbolts coming, and she is going to be in that. And
Yeah.
hopefully, we can course correct here with Marvel. There were some movies that I liked, in like no, well, I guess you can. It's technically not MCU, the No Way Home, um, but it is. But Sony made it. But Shang-Chi, I enjoyed Shang-Chi.
I did too.
Uh,
So yeah, that was one of the only
so
ones
I
I
mean,
compared.
there was a good one here or there, and my biggest disappointment was Love and Thunder because I love Taika, I loved Ragnarok,
Yeah,
and I was just like,
disappointment, right?
too jokey. It was too jokey,
Yeah, it was.
and I like comedy. Like I'm a
It
comedian.
was forced. It
It's
was forced
too
comedy.
jokey.
The Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Ragnarok, I felt was very natural in the sense
Oh
that
yeah.
this was, what it was, and then it was just it was forced, and I really was disappointing. But it's a cool figure. It was one of those figures where I think every time we got an announcement, people were like, "Where's this one?" Like if you recall, like I remember when the Batman Armory came out, people were like, "Well, where's Cyborg?" Cool, but where's this? And then Cyborg came out, and then we got an announcement. All right, well then where's your lane at? All right, now we got this. So they're kind of it's just one of those figures that I think is just being released at the wrong time, where it's like people are kind of over it. And if you had a pre-order to complete something, great, you're getting it. But it's one of those where I just think that, in my opinion, it's kind of like people are over certain things, I guess. Like if I had it on
Yeah.
pre-order, cool, I'm getting it. It's just to complete something. I don't have the solo Black Widow figures. I was thinking about getting them. I do like the white suit though. I think it would look cool with the white
Yeah.
Black Widow. But I do kind of agree. I'm looking at these photos really for the first time because I try to, when I know that I'm streaming on Sundays, I try to like hold my opinions more for the stream so you can see like what it is. And
Mhm.
the face sculpt definitely softened. That seems to be the overall consensus when I watched other streams, is that it softened up a bit. But
Mhm.
as I said, it's it's not a bad one. And then the other release, which is more of an exclusive, is this is the Wenwu for the suit from, and this is nice. I really like this a lot.
Me too.
But the only problem is, like, it's gonna be limited. So for us
Yeah.
getting it, it's pretty much
Yeah.
non-existent. But I do love this. I love the rings, the case, and I just because this, like you said, this is one movie I did love this movie. I really did
Yeah.
love this movie. But yeah, I mean, what stinks about this is us talking about it is like it's not even like one of those that we could say, well, I think I'm gonna get this figure. It's really it was an exclusive overseas. I know it was limited, so I know a few people that are getting it, but this is a really cool looking
Oh,
figure, and
yeah.
the posability of this thing is just I really like this a lot.
I
It
do
just
too.
did
I
release.
I mean, the whole story, the father and son, dynamic in that, it was excellent,
Mhm.
and it's weird, I think I prefer this over the one with, like, his
I do too.
suit,
I
like,
do too.
his, like, super suit,
I
hero suit, or
I do, yeah, whatever that suit was. I actually prefer this. This was the opening scene, I think it was, like, the opening
Yep.
scene of it. I haven't seen the movie. I
Mm,
saw the movie when it first came out, I never saw it again. There's just
it's
certain movies I see once, and then I don't see them again.
yeah, it's where he, beats up the bar owner for
Mhm.
after he killed his wife, I believe.
Yeah.
Just went and just murdered him in front of, Shang-Chi.
And the sculpt is
Yeah.
awesome. I mean, I haven't done a side by side, but, I'm not sure if they just reused the same sculpt from the suit one or it's slightly modified. As I said, I haven't done a side by side to look at it, but I like the tailoring. I like it with the rings. I think it looks really cool. The
Mhm.
box too. That's so cool, the display piece. I mean, this is really the joints are what they are. I know people don't like the elbows on them, but I think for these figures, you had to sacrifice it for the posability. I see a lot of people out there doing posings with these. Um, and they look phenomenal. So, as I said, I mean, I just wanted to give you guys an update on this one and what our thoughts were. Like I said, it stinks that like you really can't talk more about it in the sense of like we're going to get it or not because it's
Yeah.
something that we're not. I'm not going to, and I know that I'm not going to pay an absorbent amount of money that this is because it's limited. But moving over to the third one, which was announced, which we could talk a little more about. I think there is. Let me see. I think it's just right here in the photos. Hang on 1 second. We go here. Where's our scout trooper? Oh, there it is. It is the scout trooper from the Jedi Survivor. Now, did you get this game yet, or
Okay, so,
no?
I was no, listen to me. I was a massive, massive gamer. I've had every system up until recently, and the reason why is I get nothing done.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to, because if I get this game, I'll be down. I'll be playing it for hours. No videos, no nothing. There would be nothing happening. I can't divide. It's hard for me to divide my time. And in fact, I still have, like, I've got a Dreamcast downstairs. The Xbox One. I stopped at the Xbox One, PS 3, 4.
I still have a Nintendo 64 downstairs in my gaming room. Just that's
Yeah.
classic, and you can't get rid of that.
Yeah, I have them all. The handhelds, I have a PSP.
Mhm.
So, yeah, huge gamer. Uh, as you get older and want to be more productive, that I miss it. But yes, I want to get this game. But yeah, I need to be able to make. You guys want videos, right? You guys want tutorials. You guys want some.
So then
You
you
want
gotta
me to
cut
be
back
on
on
live
you
stream?
you gotta cut back on
Live.
something to do something else, right? Like, you could be gaming right now, but you're here talking to me about gaming.
Yeah.
You could be gaming, but you're
So
not.
yeah, you got to pick your poisons. I'm gonna stick with toys, which is actually, it's been my love as long as gaming. Like back when the NES and the Master System. Oh, the 2600. All the way
Mhm.
back. in the early 80s. Yeah.
KTHW. I'm playing it right now while listening to us. I appreciate that. I appreciate you listening. That's called multitasking.
Nice.
That's what I
Yes.
can't do. That's why, you see me trying to like do comments and talk to people. I can't do that. So I applaud you. You're listening and
Yes.
playing at the same time. I'm not going to get the game. Same situation. I can't spend X amount of dollars on the game knowing that I'll play a little bit. It looks fantastic. I'm not gonna lie to you. I live vicariously through people like live
Mhm.
streaming it on YouTube, and I'm watching it like there just because I'd love to do it. But are you surprised? I mean, I know are you surprised that two-part question. A, are you surprised that we got a release from the video game this fast? Number one. And
Yes.
then B, are you surprised that it's this character?
I am surprised
Mhm.
that I'm surprised that we got any figure from the video game because I don't
Game just
believe
dropped a few days ago, right? I mean, I don't
Fallen
know.
Order got any figures,
Yeah.
right?
No, it hasn't.
So a Battlefront did, but not
Mhm.
yeah. So I'm very surprised now that they picked a trooper. If we're just gonna generalize in a trooper, no, I'm not surprised at that. But the commander scout trooper, which kinda um gives you the Return of the Jedi vibes where it
Mhm.
closely plays with the 40th anniversary. Uh, that is genius. At least that's what I think. I mean,
Now, this is, I mean, because like I said, I forgive me about the details. This is pretty much, is this a Return of the Jedi Scout Trooper? I mean, there's not much difference to it, right? It's probably a
no, there's difference. There's differences
no,
to
I
it.
mean, like the cauldron and all that stuff, but I mean, is the actual body? Because my whole thought is, it looks like they took a Return of the Jedi's trooper and just added the cauldron and the needed accessories to make it this figure. Hence, why I think that it's easy for them to put this out.
Move on to move over. Let me see. I because I know the whole strap, like that back piece, the
Yeah,
canister, the
that's different.
device is different.
The wiring hose here is different.
It
The
looks like the
cauldron,
knee pads are like
they look the same.
yeah. I don't know that extra accessory on the uniform. I love it. Like I'm tr- I'm trying not. I'm trying to be selective with my figures and you gotta sometimes you gotta sacrifice figures that you want for figures that you just need, and I don't know if I could. I have such a long pre-order list right now,
I know. You even
and
dare say what, I don't even want to dare say what my list is up to, actually.
uh, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
got
it's
here.
high.
Mhm.
It's the problem with all that though is the fact that we have no idea. Like they'll give you a time frame where these will be released, but then you have stuff that's late and recently stuff that gets pushed up by months. Like the
Mhm.
Mark 1 was supposed to be October of this year and they moved it up to January. So
Yeah, well, look at
that like
The DeLorean
screws
got
up
moved up too, so
yeah, screws up the budget and then you get like I had R2, Luke Mando, and the pilot all
yeah.
in the same the clone pilot all in the
Mhm.
same couple weeks. So
Now, are you
it's
going all in on Return the Jedi, or are you gonna be selective in what
yeah,
figures
no,
you
no,
get?
no.
Like, it's, like,
I'm
grandfathered in?
all OT. Yes. It's that is a must for me to try to collect whatever
Some
they put out.
some
Uh
guy this will never happen, by the way. I will never pass Nate on POs. I'm sorry. That'll never happen.
Yeah, I don't know how Nate does it, especially when he has like 50 POs. And I
You know
know we're
what?
so
I mean, I hate to say, him and I had a conversation. I get where he's coming from. Like, I'll get 2 of these, 3 of these. It's easy when the figures aren't coming out for 2 years. So it's
yeah,
easy to like, for example, I have 2 Return of the Jedi Darth Vaders. I pre-ordered 2 of them. I pre-ordered 2 of them.
same.
The
Yeah.
figure isn't gonna be coming out for another year, so it's easy to, like, have that pre-planned mentality, like, whatever we're pre-ordering for Jedi is hitting us next year, so my book for 24 is pretty much gonna be Star Wars figures, and then I just cut
Yeah.
like, 23, I'm not pre-ordering any more figures that are pretty much I have to pay right now, like the Mark 1. Like, if I want the Mark 1, I have to make those payments, like, now, you know what I mean? Like, next month.
Mhm.
I'm not
Mhm.
doing that. I put a freeze on all Marvel because I'm waiting for Return of the Jedi to see what
Yeah.
happens. And so that's where like you just got to manage it. But I get where Nate comes from because he was at the same thing. He goes like, when I say I'm gonna get 2 or 3 figures, I get them day one, and then he has time to pay them off, which is another 2 years out. So I get where he's coming from. He's definitely crazy, and I don't practice what he does
It's a
too
lot of
much, but
OT.
yeah, a lot of OT for the HT, as he would say. But this is a
I
cool piece, man. I mean, it's cool for
uh-huh.
those that are going to get it. I mean, I love my scout troopers, so it's awesome. But like I said, I gotta wait because I like the classic. Like I have a Return of the Jedi scout trooper with the
Mhm.
rifle, and I want to get another one. So that's why I'm hoping that we get that speeder bike on discount for daily deals,
Oh
because then
yeah.
that will be like my second with a speeder bike, and then I'll take it outside and do photos and stuff. So that's where I'm kind of waiting. So this one I'm gonna pass on. I think it will sit for a little bit. I'm not too worried about it. And like I said, we still have the Return of the Jedi Scout Trooper in Sideshow. That's like $230. So if I was
Yeah.
gonna get one for me, I'm gonna stick with original trilogy over anything else. So
Yeah.
that's pretty much it. So, like I said, recapping, like I said, anyone who's watching right now, I'm sure you've seen thoughts about this beaten to death. So, there's one other thing that I do want to talk about, which I like to cover things that aren't always hot toys for people. We're going to talk about hot
Oh,
toys. We're going to get to the main stuff, but
do I have a feeling I might know what. Never mind. Go ahead. Go
what?
show it. No,
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 hang
show.
on,
Go,
hang on
go
a
for it.
second. No, let me bring this up here. Share screen. What do we got now? So we are going to talk about. Let me see what I'm going to pick off my tabs here. We're going to talk about Ghostbusters. We're going to talk about
Ooh,
Ghostbusters for a minute.
thank you.
And
Yes.
so there's a reason why I want to talk about this. I'll have a little conversation for a few minutes. As I said, I like to talk about stuff that people aren't talking about and keep people informed, because there's reasons for this. So
Yeah.
Set Photos have a launch. Everyone knows that they're doing another Ghostbusters movie. Obviously, it's Ghostbusters Firehouse, and I believe it was announced that Firehouse was the code word for the movie, and it is now officially the title of the movie. They kept it, so Ghostbusters Firehouse is in fact going to be the title of the movie. And if people haven't seen, Set Photos of Winston on set, and then look who we got here.
Walter Peck.
He is making his return appearance since the original, 84. So,
What could
I'm
he
pretty
be
excited.
doing though?
What's that?
He couldn't be still working for the
For
New
the
York government, could he? Like,
yeah, I mean, you see people working for the government nowadays. I mean, they've been there for 50 years, so you never know. But I mean, this is cool that they're bringing back, some
oh
classic,
yeah.
some old faces, making their appearances. Um, and then you got Paul Rudd, and this is an interesting photo because right here,
That's a suit, baby.
that
Because
is a
that's why
suit.
they got that trench coat. I'm sorry, the Jedi robe, but it looks
The
like a
Jedi
Jedi
robe,
robe.
and we're pulling Star Wars into this, but
But
yeah, and it was confirmed later. These photos are from like 2 weeks ago. I meant to do it on the stream before, and then it was later confirmed that he is suiting up, and so is what's her name, Callie's mother, the mother.
uh yeah,
She's
yeah,
supposed
yeah.
to
I
be donning a pack at one point, so that they're supposed to be in it as well. And then something else which I thought caught my eye, which let me see on Twitter here. It's hard to pull it up in the photo.
was it the is it an Ecto one?
That is an Ecto one. I'm trying to see set photos. Set photos. There is the Ecto one. It's a reverse image, so it's the photo reversed, but
Mm-hmm.
it's supposed to be. It's cleaned up. So Winston did what? Oh, sorry. Did I? Is it on my screen? Nope. I popped up to
No.
another screen. Stop share. Hang on 1 second. Screen share because another. There it is. There it is. The Ecto one. So it's clean. It's like I said, this is a reversed image because the logo is back. It's like they flipped it.
Mm-hmm.
But this was cited on site, and it does look cleaned up. I know I saw there was a photo on Facebook someone found, and it was basically what this was versus the afterlife, and it is a completely different. So I can understand it being cleaned up, not to pristine quality, but definitely no more rust, no more stuff like that. It still has the ladder, still has the gunner seat and things like that on there. So Winston looks like he did what he said it was going to do and clean up the car and get it functional. So we have a new version. I was hoping that a lot of rumors that Blitzway doesn't have the license to Ghostbusters anymore.
How do we know? I mean, we don't
I
know
know
that.
people do. I say supposedly, because there's a lot of
Yeah.
talk going on about it and stuff like that. I would
He,
love it if they did another car, because I passed on the afterlife
he,
myself.
yeah. Here, my afterlife's paid off. I'm just waiting for it to come. I'm really excited about that one. I know people, uh, you know, talk about the 84. The afterlife's gonna look. I mean, with the weathering, if they do it right,
Mhm.
I mean, it's just gonna look really freaking cool. I still have my eye set on the 84. Maybe in a down the line, we'll go back in time and go grab one.
Yeah.
Uh, but um, oh man, what was I gonna make? Oh, about the toy licenses.
Yeah.
So the master toy license for Ghostbusters is owned by Hasbro.
Mhm.
They own all of it. So any
Mhm.
kind of action figure, any of these companies have to go to Hasbro to even get any of
Mm.
them. So who's to say that they don't give multiple 1/6 scale,
Licenses
licenses
out.
out because they
Mhm.
can. Like if
Yeah.
they want to, because they do not touch 1/6 scale.
Yep.
Uh Star Wars, Marvel, they have those master toy licenses for those too. They, gave them I'm gonna say I think Sideshow bought the Star Wars, and then they have that deal with Hot Toys where they distribute the stuff, and I would say that a part of that is uh, Hot Toys gets distributed by Sideshow because Sideshow is sharing, the license, and that's why they both can do those figures. That's why when you see a Funko Pop, it has to be a bobblehead. So everything else outside of that, when it's considered an action figure in that sense, if it's not Hasbro, it has to be a bobblehead
Mhm.
in that size.
Yeah.
So I know people were talking about Trick or Treat Studios having the license,
They
but
they have they have they
which
have a
one? Like,
license.
is it props? Is
Yeah, they
it
have a license right now. Like Spirit Halloween has a license to do the Proton
yeah,
Pack, and Trick or Treat Studios got a license. Right now, it's confirmed to do like Halloween props and things like
yeah,
that, various toys. Because I was really intrigued by that and kind of harpers on what you said because when Trick or Treat Studios got the license, I very much suspected never to see a Spirit Halloween Proton Pack again. And then look what we got. We got one that was 1-to-1 scale. That's a hell of a
yep.
lot better than the one that came out the year before. So I was like, oh, okay, multiple people are dabbling in this. So it kind of touches on what you're saying. It just like I said, the afterlife, and for those who don't know the backstory, I would if dude, like I know we just talked about like Star Wars. If I could have a dream vehicle, believe it or not, it's actually the Ecto 1A from Ghostbusters 2 because
Oh,
actually
really?
saw
Okay.
that one first. That's actually my more favorite Ecto versus this one. And it breaks my heart because for those of you who don't know, for those who are watching, the Ecto 1A does not exist anymore. The physical car, I mean, the obviously the 84 was restored. Dan Aykroyd in the studio had it restored. So the original 84 is restored and it's all good. The Ecto 1A does not exist. That physical car does not exist anymore. It's actually this car in Afterlife. The physical, I'm talking about from a production standpoint.
Oh, so they changed.
The
They
Ecto
modified
1A
it.
was so
Mm,
gone in terms of restoration and like it just deteriorated on the lot that you can't find a 59 Cadillac anymore. You can't find these cars anymore. It's a 1959 Miller Meteor. They make less
yeah.
than 100 of them now. People are selling the frames, the bodies alone for $100,000, and then people convert them. So obviously they
Yeah.
wanted to get a pristine hero car. So the hero car is actually the Ecto 1A that they decided to take it off the lot, strip the car down, and modify it to make it the afterlife. And there's actually components on the car that you can see like on the front, and there's certain I'm in a couple build groups of people who actually build these cars, like one,
Hmm.
and they've done comparisons like the front there's a light that's still the Ecto 1A that was added on, and on the other side there's actually still rivet holes and stuff that look like they're
Hmm.
part of the deterioration, but they're from some of the components that were on the Ecto 1A. They opted to leave them on the car to give it some kind of like flavor. So yeah, the Ecto 1A physically doesn't exist anymore, and it's this car. They made it the hero car for Afterlife, which breaks my heart because it means there's no physical, like, you don't even see prop builders making them because it's such a rare vehicle to see. But for people who don't know that, the Ecto 1A is the Afterlife car. And then they obviously made other versions of the Afterlife car for stunt driving and stuff, but the hero car is the actual Ecto 1A body frame. So I thought that was an interesting if no one knew that, that's a little Ghostbusters fact for you.
Hmm.
But yeah, I would love it if we got an Ecto 1A 1/6 scale, but that is absurd with all the light bars and all the lights and everything. That's like a
Yeah, I'm looking at it right
$3,000.
now.
That's a stock $3,000
Yeah.
vehicle. But I I have the Present Toys Ghostbusters on order, the third parties, the two, just because.
Yeah.
And I know when we spoke, when we did our display conversation a few months back, you said you had the Blitzway, right? They were in
Yeah,
box.
they're in that closet back there. I gotta
God, you
once I'm
let them breathe.
I'm going to have to finish these display cases to put them in.
I know. So,
But yeah, it's been they're coming. They're coming out.
yeah. So, speaking of displays, I'm going to put you on the spot here. All right, let me
Okay.
remove this, and I'm actually going to pull up. I'm just going to pull up a background video. Nothing crazy because you took down your stuff. But I'm going to pull up a. This is the original.
Yeah.
This is the original video.
Wow, look at that room. This room looks
It's
nothing
totally
like that anymore.
So I'm playing this video, and like I said, I don't have to. Not many people are watching me. I'm still new to this stuff. You're well established in the community. Everyone calls you the Costa cases and the DIY build racks. But so I'm just putting this up, just have a conversation piece while something plays. I'm sure you enjoy watching yourself on camera right now.
Well, this video, listen, this is one of my the first tutorial that I've ever
I
done.
watched this video a dozen times. This is when I actually reached out to you the first time. I was like, "Yo, what's this? What's that?" And you're like, that's how we started talking about this video.
Yeah, so I get a lot of people. They're like, "Do you blink? Are you good? You can blink. You can blink." And I'm like, "All right." It was the first time I used what do you call it? A teleprompter, and I'm just like, I cut out all the blinking, I guess. And you get as you look at my videos, I'm more comfortable, in the camera, and I'm like, hey, and you can't tell I'm reading, but I'm reading in all of my videos. I read. I write a script, and I'll film all the B-roll stuff, and then use my script and my talking head as like the baseline, and just like pop on stuff on top of that. But yeah, this is look at that guy with that COVID hair.
Yeah, the non-blinking. But the reason why I pulled this up is I wanted to talk about. I had to ask a display question because I got the builder on the show. So I was thinking about displays, and I talk about with Hot Toys, and I always tell people that I feel like Hot Toys is testing our wallets, and they're testing our space. In terms of releasing vehicles and figures, and if one doesn't break, the other one will. If your wallet doesn't break, then your space breaks, or vice versa. If you don't, you have all the money in the world, but you don't have the space, you can't do nothing about it. They both got to coincide with each other at some point. And that's what I did. I built mine in the back, and I'm kind of preparing for other stuff. And I kind of tell people all the time that, when that space runs out, you see my light box right there, this whole wall, I could just build more cases. So I have the space, ready to go when that time comes. So my question to you, because I'm getting the 89 Batmobile, I'm all in on Batman, I'm maybe all in on Return of the Jedi, all these figures coming out. At one point, as a collector, this is from a collector standpoint, do you feel the need to expand your display space? Do you kind of future-proof it in the sense of like you look at what POs you have coming up, and you're like, hey, you kind of pre-plan where stuff is going to go, and it's like, oh man, I'm going to need another rack here, so I want to get this going before this comes in? Or you can kind of let the figures come in, stack them up, and then just kind of play around with the stuff as it goes. Like, what's your thought process behind that?
Well, so right now I'm like in the process of trying to put in this like 13 by 10 room, or it might even just be 10 by 10. Let me see if I can. I'll give you a little tour of what is in here. Let's see if I can make this work. Yep, there we go. So, can you hear me, Ryan? Oh man, did I lose you? Hold on.
You're here.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. If
no, I'm gonna take myself off screen. So
cool.
You just won't be able to hear me.
Right.
I'm gonna take you off. I'm gonna take myself off full screen.
I have a 10 by 13 room. So basically, the thing that I could what I could think about doing is adding stuff to the walls. So, I got a couple of the big cases because I want vehicles. So I'll have my vehicles here, and you can see the Back to the Future DeLorean down there with Grogu. Oh, you can see my food too. Let's move that cheesesteak here. That's so I've made these two cases, and you can see like there's a lot of space in here. There's going to be a lot of space, and if you notice, my bottom here is black, so I have like 2 rows of white and 1 black because you got to spice it up. But then I've got these bad boys on the wall, and that one, this big one right here, can actually fit the DeLorean. It's massive, and they're held on very securely with the French cleats. So I have 2 more spots here. I've got this big one here above my computer. I got this big one, which is the same size as this one, but not as deep. This one is can fit. This one can fit 2 rows of figures, so there'll be a floating shelf in there, floating shelf in there, and then there's other spaces, little spaces that you can see behind the light over there, where I'm gonna put these little the grill cases that I'm working on, that you can hang those on the wall and stack them on top of each other. So if you have wall space, there's always something you can do with it. So I am just trying to figure out ways to maximize small space. So I guess at the moment, for any kind of display cases that I make, that's what I'm working on. Like the turtles back up there, I plan on doing the same style case as these, but smaller, and that can fit above the door, so that I don't have to worry about what do you call it, dusting them. So, and I'm like making my own lights for them and everything, and that's gonna be my review area. But it's a work in progress in here. It's a work in progress. But if you have a small space, but you have wall space, the video the video for this, you can build any size case if you follow the video for this. So yeah, I know Hot Toys makes it difficult.
So you're kind of future-proofing your stuff, where you're kind of building. You're trying to, obviously within your confines, you're kind of building up all your space ahead of time. That way, when figures come in, you're kind of putting yourself in, not have to like.
Exactly. And I'm trying to figure out. My headphones are acting up here.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm good with you, but not with me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
They're like making the weird noise, but anyway, just trying to maximize my space.
Yeah.
So this will end up being like my vehicles. Most of the vehicles will be in here. The Ecto one.
Are you getting the Batmobile?
Of course.
Jazz Inc. or Hot Toys?
I have the Jazz Inc. on pre-order at the moment, because I have the 66, and I love the quality on that. And if the plastic is like as thick and sturdy as that 66 Batmobile, I feel that
it's gonna be better.
It's more expensive, but in the end, it'll be better only because I mean, one of the reasons being that it's like the family is making it. It's not like a full warehouse or a factory of people.
Yeah.
So
you could tell, because you and I both have the DeLorean. I mean, we're going a little off topic, but I mean, we can speak to it because we have the DeLoreans. Mine had the broken issue. Yours didn't.
Yeah, I got lucky. I got so lucky.
Yeah, I know. I have the 89 from Hot Toys on pre-order, but I am coming to a decision at the end of the week that I'm probably going to get the Jazz Inc. one also.
Yeah,
So I'm going to get them both only because I'm so hyped, and we're going to talk about it next. Well, we're our main conversation piece. We're going to get into. Let me pull this up. Presentation.
Flash. Ah,
This right
savior of
here.
the
So this is the main
universe.
topic.
Oh
But,
wait, wrong,
but I'll tell
wrong
you right now,
Flash.
when this trailer dropped, I was so hyped for it that it kind of got me back into like I'm all in on 89, to be honest with you. Batman, like in general, like Michael Keaton's my Batman, man. He like right here, like right on my desk. It's my little 3.75 original.
He is also in the closet.
It's so upsetting.
I know. I'm one of those guys that needs everything out and perfect
Yeah.
before I can.
No, I get you.
You
I
know.
get you. And I'm dunking my figures in the water out in the back, taking photos. Yeah, shows how much care I
Those
have.
were
But
extras, man. Those were don't lie about those.
no,
You said those were extras.
but but yeah, I'm probably gonna make a decision about the Jazz Inc. 89 at the end of this week because I'm waiting for I'm waiting to see what happens with Return of the Jedi. And so that being said, I want to get into the main topic of conversation. As I said, we're not doing Star Wars because everybody's doing Star Wars. And to be honest with you, I'm a little Star Wars out in the sense. At this point, I want to see stuff rather than speculating about stuff. So, for those who want to watch, and like I said, we talk about something else. We're going to talk about the Flash. So, the main topic of conversation, as I said, is going to be the Flash. And I'm on IMDb's page because I was going to grab screenshots from it. I can't put the trailer up because I don't feel like getting copyright bans for. I don't feel like getting copyright strike for putting the trailer up. So I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna flip through the images from IMDb from the trailer, and when the first trailer dropped, it was awesome. Like I said, huge. I'm Michael Keaton's my Batman. He is.
Same.
And then when that second trailer dropped, and he said that line, "Let's get nuts," I was like, "Oh my god, I can't wait!" And so it's obvious they're pulling the nostalgia card. Ghostbusters Afterlife did it with the second trailer when they had all the OG Ghostbusters. And they're obviously going very heavy on Keaton because they want us old guys to be in the theater watching it, reliving our childhood. Yeah. So they know they got us. They got us. So, I mean, I don't even care about the Flash. I'm going to get a Flash hot toy because I want to complete my Justice League. I'm going to make my own Justice League and have the Flash in there. So I don't even care about that. I'm going to get that. But this is the guy that I'm talking about right here is Michael Keaton. So I had an idea, and like either we just go one through three, and you can talk about it. But if you had to pick, and I'll flip through the photos, and you saw the trailers, right? You're all up to
speed. Yeah, of course.
So if you had to pick, it's just funny how Ben Affleck is kind of like left to the back, like they didn't even talk about him in the second trailer. But if you had to pick three hot toys, I think they're going to do more, obviously. If you had to pick three hot toys that you would want guaranteed released from this movie, they could release anything else, but you had to have these three hot toys to make you happy. What would they be? And as you're saying that, I'll flip through the photos in the trailer to kind of if you needed some inspiration, so to speak.
So this Batman, so the 89 Batman has a very, very special, place in my heart. It came out on my birthday, June 26th, 1989. I was 14. I saw it the day it came out. I was obsessed with it because, like, back then, there's no internet, so you couldn't see set photos and stuff like that unless you bought magazines. And I bought I got the magazines and everything. The Prince soundtrack, phenomenal. Used to had the cassette of that, played it until it like burnt out. So Keaton Batman is just one of those that just big in my heart. Now, as for the figures, obviously Batman in the new suit, right? But wouldn't it be cool if they did one of those Batman Hall of Armor things? Because they had like those like 5 other suits in there, which each had like don't. I would hate to say don't make them fully articulated just to be able to have them in like a
Power
hall
pose.
type
Yeah.
set, because like one of them has the 66 Batmobile uh
The blue and the red.
symbol on it, and um the one is I want to say it's from Returns,
There
or
is.
it's the
I'm
89 at the
looking at it
battle
now.
already damaged,
Yeah.
and one's like a tech suit. And
Let's see.
anyway, I want the new suit with Keaton. Old Keaton head sculpt would be great. On top of that, and yeah, just having more of those suits for Keaton. I would love that. The other figures like Supergirl, definitely. That I bet I have a
There you
feeling.
go.
Yeah, there you go.
So they're saying the first one is the Flash suit, which we've seen. The second one is an armored suit.
Yeah.
The
There's one
third,
that's blue and gray.
yeah. The third one is they're calling it the comic suit, which is the blue and the gray, which is the
Yeah.
classic blue and gray. The fourth one they're calling is the fourth one's the
It's
89.
the 89, but it's got the
It's battle
damage to
damage.
it.
It's
Yeah.
the battle damage 89. It has the bat emblem scratched and everything like that from the end of that. 5 is the returns. 5 is Batman
Mm-hmm.
Returns. 6 and 7, 6 they're calling it. It's potentially like an underwater suit. Yeah. And then man, remember these toys here? Not to derail. Oh, man, I had all these toys. And 7, they're calling it an Arctic armor suit, which is similar to like what this toy is. Obviously, it's different, but it's that. So that's what the suits are. So that's yeah, it gives you a little idea of everything. But yeah, I agree too, man. I would love to have like a Hall of Armor, like power pose. Like how sick would that be? Like that's just like it. Just the possibilities are endless.
Could you
Absolutely.
imagine having a real DX, like a DX, like an old school DX? Because nowadays DX, they just make it put stuff in the fancy foam box or
I, I
whatever.
I have such a distasteful opinion about the DX just because the DX, like, I just don't think it's really valuable anymore because they're putting
No.
so many features into regular figures. So it's like,
Hmm.
what makes something a DX anymore? It's like, they might as well just get rid of it. Personally, is what I feel. Um, but but yeah. So I mean, so just to recap, so you're talking about the new Keaton suit.
Yeah, number one.
Yep.
I would like number one, number two. Actually, I would like them all, but let's be serious. Can we? Well,
Let's be.
they're already doing reissuing number 4 because
That's
that's
already done.
the
It's not
uh
under the Flash banner. It's under just Batman banner. But nevertheless,
yeah.
yep, 100%.
Be nice to get the return suit again. It'd be nice to get that 2-pack with Bruce Wayne, updated head sculpt.
Uh-huh.
That would be awesome. I mean, it also would be really nice to get like the Penguin and Catwoman, but what are we gonna do?
Mars Toys to the rescue.
I hope so.
Yeah.
And then like the armored suit and like 3, 6, and 7.
So you wouldn't care about like you wouldn't care about like Ben Affleck
All
or
right, so separately, I would want to, because he's also wearing the blue and
hold on,
gray.
Austin. How are you, man? Thanks for stopping in real fast.
What's up, Austin? Uh,
And by the way, a real shout out to Austin. If you guys, I mean, sure, you guys, he's got a YouTube channel that he just started, right? He just, I know I made sure I subbed, so he's got a YouTube channel that's out. So he just put out his first video a couple days ago doing Star Wars recap. So definitely check out Austin. Obviously, he's known on Instagram, so I don't think I have to do anything about that. He's a king on Instagram. We just started YouTube, so he just got his feet wet in the YouTube world. And he just put up his first video, a little quick video recap of his time in London. I checked it out. It was a great video, man. I appreciate, awesome video, great content. So make sure to like and subscribe to Austin, guys. Make sure he's gonna be definitely pumping out some great content going forward. So I'm sorry to cut you off. I just wanted to give Austin a little shout out there, man.
this show's about me tonight.
Yeah, I
And
know. Sorry, Austin.
God, Austin's just got to come in here and steal my thunder.
I'm sorry.
I'm kidding. I was Austin's number 2 subscriber, so
I'm sorry.
there.
He got
Uh,
so many subs so fast. I didn't realize I was like 100 and something. I was behind. I'm very. I apologize, Austin. I was trying to be number 3. I was trying to be top 5, and I think I ended up being like 100 and something because like so many people subbed in a couple days. I was like, I didn't even realize. I totally forgot. So I apologize about that. I'm in there. I'm in there, but it's what he says. I'm sorry.
Anyway, that's you know what, to get on to like the community tip, like all you guys out in the chat, I love all of you. Uh, if I don't answer any of your things, I'm paying attention, trying to. It's hard for me to multitask sometimes, but I love this community. Like when I said it's been a rough like couple of weeks, this has been kind of my like you know respite from the crap of the daily grind,
Yeah,
and being able to like I'll say hello on streams and stuff. Most of the time it's on in the background and I'm like
doing stuff.
building stuff or yeah. So I just want to say thank you, community. Um oh. You don't hear any of that, right? Please tell me.
No, I hear not.
Like
I hear you.
all right, good. Cuz I'm like I have like a I'm gonna say it's like feedback coming through
No,
my
you're good on my
headphones
end. Yeah, no, you're
because
good.
this is the first time I'm actually using my whole like voiceover setup when
Yeah,
because I'm trying to get back into
trying to get
doing
back into the game, dude. Yeah.
cartoons and stuff like that, voiceover work. Like maybe you'll see me on a Star Wars Dave Filoni cartoon one day, or you'll hear me. Um, but anyway, let's the Ben Affleck. You know what? Ben Affleck wasn't my favorite Batman, but he grew on me. I did not like any of this. I liked Man of Steel, and I think that's about it for Snyder stuff. But Ben, I feel I think he did a good job
Mhm.
uh in the end. So like I would like to see another Batman of his from this movie from Hot Toys.
I mean,
That would be
it is
really
definitely.
cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's his last go around, so I'm definitely gonna be grabbing. I'll be grabbing one, definitely 100%. I
Yeah,
think
and this Zod isn't my favorite. I love the leather clad Zod from Superman 2. Like when I saw Man of Steel, I was like, "This isn't Zod. Where's his leather outfit? This is." But
yeah,
no.
like where's the
Uh,
like Affleck in the bike?
yeah,
Come on
that
now.
bike. That's a cool ass bike. Like I'm big into vehicles. I don't know how you are. Like when I see a vehicle, I feel stronger towards it than some figures sometimes, I'm just like, "Ooh, I want one of those."
Yeah, I got the DeLorean. That's my first big vehicle. Before that, I snuck in. Where am I going? Right there. It's hard to see. I uh I snuck in the Bat Pod. Did you see him right there? I got the
Yeah.
DX-19 on the Bat Pod. So it's like I got him there. So I got that, and then I don't count it, but I have the Eagle Moss 1/8 scale build
DeLorean.
DeLorean. I have that up
Yeah.
there. So it's 1/8. So I technically have 3 vehicles, and I'm collecting DeLoreans like they're candy at this moment. It's like, but yeah, I would get this like this Affleck and Bat cycle, this Bat bite
Yeah.
here. I mean, I can definitely see that. That's why I was trying to let people know is that I definitely can see this being a billion-dollar movie worldwide. I mean, just because they're going heavy. I definitely am getting like Ghostbusters Afterlife treatment to it, where it's like, all right, you got the first trailer, they gave us Batman saying, "I'm Batman." Oh man, everyone freaked out. And now the second trailer relies so heavily on Michael Keaton that it's like they're definitely making, and the runtime on this is about 2.5 hours. So I'm just wondering how much Keaton time we're going to get in it. I know Affleck really said he's not in it a lot, but the scenes that he's in it, he loves this portrayal of him as Batman, but he's not in it a lot, which I can understand,
Yeah.
because it
He's a
looks like, they're in different universes doing different things.
So they actually showed the whole movie at
Yep.
CinemaCon
Yep.
for the people,
I've seen
and
some reactions to it.
they're fantastic
They said it's one of the
reactions.
best DC movies out there right now, like
Yeah,
ever made, honestly.
which makes me like super happy.
Yeah.
Uh, but like I think when it comes to like getting a Flash figure, like I don't, I'm not sure. I guess Hot Toys will do it. I did McFarlane
Mhm.
did theirs, because like the whole Ezra Miller thing, uh, it makes you like, do I want to have Ezra Miller's face? But it's covered up by most of the, the mask and everything. And that suit, the one where they're in the desert or something,
Yeah,
all red.
well, it's like
That, yeah, dude, it kind of reminds you of like the old school, they like comic-ish,
mhm.
So I'm like all for this suit. I'm not sure about the one where he's wearing like a modified Batman suit.
He's wearing the 92 suit. So he's got the
Yeah,
92. It's the 92 suit that's I don't think it's in this picture, but it's the 92 suit that has the ears shaved down.
yeah,
And yeah, like you kind of see, the ears are shaved down, and he spray painted over the symbol, the bolt, and you can even
yeah.
tell even in like the ab section and the boots, it's the 92 suit. Like this suit here, though, the blue and red. Like if they did one like this, the blue and red. Like, oh, come on, man. I would love it.
Hmm.
I would pre-order. I mean, yeah, like hot right here, Hot Toys, Nightmare. They announced it, Batfleck and the Cycle. I'd pre-order that day. That's day one for me, 100%. Like Affleck's day one, just because I do love Affleck, and we're not getting a lot of him, and this is his last go around.
It's
I
a
would get
great suit.
it. The blue and
I mean,
red,
it's a great suit, and that bike is just, it
and it looks like
looks
he's wearing
so
like
cool.
motorcycle armor. Like when you're riding a
Yeah.
motorcycle, you're wearing like like chaps and pads and helmet. It
Hmm.
looks like he's wearing armor because like riding a motorcycle. So that's the vibe I get. So it's like a modified. It's like a stripped down version of the Justice League tactical suit, where like he wore the suit with like extra armor pads on it, like to give a little extra at the end of Justice League. It like
Hmm.
reminds me of that, like a very minimalistic like suit, but added some armor onto it. So I really do like this a lot. Like I would love that personally if they gave us an Affleck. But yeah, that Flash suit, which is like a modified 92. Oh, there's the Hall of Armor. Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm really excited for it. And like I said, I think it's gonna be $1 billion movie worldwide. And for Hot Toys, I don't know how you feel about this, but I feel like this is really their last shot for a while with DC. Like DC with the James Gunn transition universe, I think they lost a lot of faith with collectors and fans. That I think it's going to take DC a little bit to build back up the faith with the fans with the new projects in the next couple years. So that's why I think this is really our last shot at like for Hot Toys. I mean, they're gonna like I could see them going all in. Like we're gonna give you this, we're gonna give you that, we're gonna give you that, we're gonna give you this. Keaton with a sculpt, without a sculpt. Like I could see it. I can see it both ways, but just from Hot Toys point of view, I don't know what your thoughts are about that. If you what you think about the future of DC and even more with Hot Toys for that matter.
Well, I think the way that Warner Brothers seems to be like dishing out these licenses, you have Hot Toys. I guess they have a global license for Warner Brothers,
Mhm.
like the DC stuff. You have InArt, who has the Asian market with Hot Toys, which is, it's kind of weird. And then you have Jazz Inc., who also has a DC license, and it's not just for vehicles. So like you got to also think like how is that working out, like with Hot Toys deciding to make figures when you have three licensed companies. I know in art they're uh supposedly supposed to only be the Asian territory, but obviously with how they're selling their figures, they have other outlets to get it, to us and Europe, for other ways. So I'm not sure how excited Hot Toys would be to like go all in at the moment on this stuff. Um, I'm I could probably see maybe three or four figures from this that they have ready. Um, if I agree with you, I don't know if it's going to be $1 billion movie, but I think it will bring people back to DC because of all the hype that it's getting and all the positive. That's all. Listen, There's no the whole superhero fatigue, whatever. If you write a good movie, if you write, direct, put things an intriguing
Mhm.
story, intriguing characters together, people are going to go see it. People are going to
100%.
talk about it. So I see this also being a big movie and not just in the nostalgia sense. And a lot of people that
A
have
lot of the
seen it,
reviews I heard about it, they said it's really supposed to be like it's not gonna
a
win award.
reset.
It's not gonna win awards, but it's like it's
Yeah.
solid. It's like a really good movie. It's like up there with like top 3 DC movies ever. Like I've seen people saying that. It's up there like top
Yeah.
3 DC movies ever made.
Well,
And
when you have Tom Cruise call you, if you're the director, like Tom Cruise supposedly, doesn't
yeah,
Tom
you hear
Cruise
a lot.
called
He
the
does all
director and
complain.
was like, "Yo," like I see Tom Cruise as one of those guys that doesn't that are not into uh comic book
But he's
movies.
into it. Yeah, it's like
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, I think this will do well, but I still only see like we might be lucky to get a Supergirl, even
I
though
I would
uh,
totally get one though. Like I yeah,
oh,
it's like one of those like McFarlane kind of hit like kind of the cat's out of the bag because you have they kind of released, the Dark Flash figure here. So, it's not
he's kind of in the trailer. Like you don't
was he?
it's if you so in that scene where I guess the
There's one scene
like
in the
when
Flash
they
he's being electrocuted or something like that, or like he's like I don't know if it's
I thought he was in this kind of in the scene where they like that scene where I'm gonna say the Yellow Flash and Flash hit their
boots.
ankles together or
Yeah.
their heels
There's like a
together.
scene like
It's
right after
like
it. Yeah.
leads up to that. So
But I mean, this was kind of kept hush hush a little bit until McFarlane released. So yeah, I could see it being the lineup that you kind of see here from McFarlane, where you got like, the Batman from it's hard because you have figures that are going to be labeled the Flash IP, and then like what we got with 89 Batman, that gives you a chance to say, here's 89 Batman. It's not part of the Flash, but it's gonna ride the wave of like figures. And that's why like I was an advocate of saying I hope that we get the 92 suit again, whether it's a 2.0 or not. It's just that there's more characteristics to the 92 than there was the 89. Like the 92, it's in the movie, it's the emblem used on his new suit.
hmm
It's a different cowl. Like I know Don has said, the suit that he's wearing is definitely one of those suits that was supposed to be made like a prototype suit for older Batman movies. So the design was, they kind of went in the books and kind of redid a design, but it borrows a lot from the 92 suit more than the 89. So like for Hot Toys to give us the 89, it did have nothing to do with the Flash. It's just ironic that like, oh, Flash is coming out, Michael Keaton's coming out. Here's the 89 Batman 2.0. I do hope that we get the 92 because I personally would love, I don't have that figure and I would love to get the 92 one. And I think
same.
that it's more sprinkled throughout elements in this movie than the 89. The 89 was just, they just put it out there because they knew people would order it. But yeah, that's why I think that it's very possible with the Flash. I think you might get a Keaton, in the new suit. You're gonna get the Flash. I don't know if we'll get the Flash with the 92 altered. It'd be cool to see it as a hot toy, but
Toy Fair.
yeah, it's true. And that Flash suit looks so like forgiving when it comes to posing. Like it's going to be material like Black Panther, I think, or something like that, where that it doesn't look like it's going to be very in its posability. But yeah, I'm on the fence too, where it's like I have to get it for my Justice League. Cyborg is the last piece I have. I'm making my own Justice League where I'm using 84 Wonder Woman. I'm using Aquaman from the Solo movie. Right now, my BVS Batman is my Justice League Batman, and then I have the Justice League Superman. So like that's my collection, and then I have Cyborg paid off, waiting to get that. So I need a Flash,
hmm
and I hate that Justice League Flash. I hate it. I don't like the
This.
pieced armored suit. Like I get
hmm
what they were. I just don't like that look personally. So I will be picking up a Flash from here and just sticking him in line. And hey, there's my Justice League. So that's what it is. But I mean, the fact that yeah, you won't see these characters again, like you said. I'd love to see Supergirl just because she looks badass in the movie. I just don't know if it's committed enough for them to actually produce a figure of her, because how many people will be invested in her as a one-off character to buy a $250 figure? I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see on that. I have no idea. I know if they did it, I
Yeah.
would do it because I think she'd be cool posed up next to, like Superman. It'd be cool to have them posed up together. And then even like General Zod, I would love to get a Zod because I missed out on the first one. So I would love to get that as well. So there's possibilities there, but I really do think the possibilities could be endless. But as you said, they could be, but they don't have to be. It's kind of like kind of pick and choose. I think there's some figures, like you said. I think the Keaton stuff kind of runs parallel where they can release stuff under the Flash IP, but then they can give us stuff under the Batman Returns IP. So it's kind of like we can double dip on him specifically a little bit, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think they're also going to have to, because if we're going by the timeline with the new DCU, uh, Superman Legacy doesn't come out till 2025. Figure gets announced 2025. Figure won't be released until mid 2026,
Hmm.
2027. So what better way to get some DC things out there with your most popular figures from the past? And that the Keaton, Tim Burton Batman era is hot right now.
It's hot,
And it is like, look at that 2-pack is
ridiculous. It's holding value basically.
so yeah, it's uh like $700 maybe. I
It
mean,
anywhere it doesn't go less than 500. 500 is like that's cheap. I've seen it. Other than that, 2-pack it borders
yeah.
between 5 to 7 at times, what people are asking. Obviously, what people ask and what people sell it for are 2 different things, but yeah, I've seen it command a
and
steady price and never falter off that.
and that's how you get, new collectors in. Like, you get your new collectors who didn't have an opportunity at these IPs at the time because they weren't collecting these figures, and you keep those new collectors in the game
Mhm.
and give them that opportunity to get those, because if you don't have new collectors, eventually the old collectors die out.
Yeah,
And
and the old collectors, I hate to say it, I'm not gonna be that guy that hate, but the older collectors end up being, like, shrivel and, like, aggravated. You know what I mean? Because it's like, you can't appease everybody, and every time, like,
no.
when the '89 suit came out, so many people complained about it. I know I did a video on it where I compared the old one to that one, and there was justified improvements on it. It was just that it was a shock release for a lot of people, like, "Whoa, where'd this thing come from?"
Hmm.
But yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, you've been in it longer than I have. You just can't make everybody happy. You're gonna piss
No.
somebody off, and I said this about Return of the Jedi. I mean, I think that with May the 4th coming up, we're on the eve of it. I think we're going to get more than just Return of the Jedi. We might get some Mando. We might get, so
Oh,
you're going to piss a group of people off. You're going to piss off the people that want just Mando. You're going to piss off people that just want Return of the Jedi or want a mix. You're ticking somebody off. It's just a matter of who's going to get the short straw. And that's, it is what it is. But like you said, you need to kind of 2.0 these things to bring people into the pool, to generate that revenue. And I think, and yeah, right here, new collectors is what keeps Hot Toys running. That is, couldn't say it any better. I'm going to leave that one up for a minute. Couldn't say it any better, because I think what's going to happen is Hot Toys is going to release figures from the Flash, and then you're going to have a lull. You're going to have a lull where you're waiting on the new stuff, you know what I mean, to come out,
hmm,
like the new movies. Like, I know James Gunn just wrote the Superman script, but just because that movie's going to go into production, it does not mean people are going to buy those Hot Toys, because they may
yeah.
lose faith. They need to see what's going on first. So I think what's going to happen is Hot Toys is going to, they can't just not make DC figures. I think they're going to be dipping into more 2.0s. I think you're going to see more 2.0s. You're going to see maybe some stuff from the vault that was teased but never released, just because they need to kind of keep that IP going. They don't want to. I'm not saying they want to lose the IP, but you're going to have Star Wars and Marvel, so you got to keep the DC people happy. So I think you're going to have a lull where you're going to see more 2.0s, and you're going to see the vault opened up a little bit on some DC figures, which maybe is not a bad thing. It's not a bad
I
thing
mean,
for that.
look at the Night stuff.
That's what they're doing right now, man. I mean, the
Yeah,
Armory and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, who's to say we're not going to get a Jack Nicholson 2.0? You know,
but he's right there though.
I know,
No,
and
no, I'm excited. Listen,
he
I'm
is
not one of
perfect. He
the.
is he is perfect. He is perfect.
I'm not one of those guys that is all crazy about. You can't do this. The value of my figure is gonna go down. Listen, you're not gonna make millions off of these figures. You're by the time these are worth anything, if they're worth anything, because they might not be worth shit in 10 years. You
That is
have
true.
no idea.
That
You're
is
not gonna
true.
make millions, and it's going to be your kids making the money if like they become a thing that people are looking for. This yeah, for those people, let the new people have some of these figures. I mean, like,
Everyone's got to have a taste of the pie. At the end of the day, everyone's got to have a little bit of a taste. You know what I mean? And so the 89 Batman is the first one that I'm experiencing the 2.0 treatment. And you know what happened? I still bought the new one because
me too.
I'm fortunate. I did, and I'm fortunate enough because I can display them separately. Like I'm hoping for them to drop that Bat computer, so I could have one with the Bat computer, one with the Batmobile. If I end up
Hmm.
getting two Batmobiles, the
Yeah,
possibilities are endless. So therefore, it doesn't hurt me. Um, to get two of them because display wise, I'm being more creative with my posing and displaying that it's not going to hurt me to have two of them. I'll have the separate areas. I'm gonna have a whole dedicated 89 Batman section. So I'm looking forward to that. I cannot wait. So
yeah, and imagine if they do a 2.0 Joker with a connecting base to go with the
mhm.
rest of that beautiful diorama base that they have. That would be great. And then he comes with I can't remember if this one comes with glasses. That would be freaking cool. You wouldn't hit a guy with
I
glasses,
would
would
love to
you?
have a second sculpt that was like bloody after he punched him. Like he has
Yeah.
that bloody in the mouth when he spits out
S-
the laughing teeth. I
So
mean,
many things, yeah, so many things that they can do because the at least the new 89 Batman that's coming out comes you can get that it comes the diorama
that
base. Like
diorama base and stuff like that.
it's not a DX, is it? It's not
I
a
don't
DX.
recall. No, I
I
don't
don't
think it
think
is. No, I don't
I
think
don't
it
think
is.
it is, and it has the moving eyes, and it has. I mean, it just
It's good for the community at the end of the day, I think.
very good.
And like
Yeah.
and like Dagamino says, I'm 59 and my grandkids will be the new collectors. So I'm helping groom the new generation of Hot Toys collectors. My grandkids love Hot Toys. Yeah, I agree with that. And just like my daughter,
Hmm.
I mean, if you guys watch my channel and my daughter playing with my Hot Toys and stuff like that, she's enjoying it, and it's just that's what it's about, man. It's like I feel like if you're in the game, I know this statement probably wouldn't be relevant a few years ago, but if you're in this because you're worried about I mean, I'm trying to think of how to articulate this statement. If you are collecting stuff and your stuff happens to gain value, that's great. That's awesome to buy something that ended up generating like that ended up becoming more valuable than what it was. It's always nice to get monetary value, but that shouldn't be the first reason to collect stuff. That oh my god, the value of this dropped. Oh, the value of this
Hmm.
dropped. That shouldn't be the reason that you're in there to collect. It is nice to say like, oh yeah, this collection behind me is going to raise in value. Oh yeah, that is cool. Like it's cool,
I,
but that's not my priority. Like this Bo-Katan here, I'm not going to sell this for what I paid. I'm losing money on selling this figure. I got it because I wanted the figure. And that's the main purpose. Like I said, if it ever rose in value, that's cool. But that's not my first, you know, priority. And thank you
yeah.
so much for that $1.99 super chat. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. I really appreciate you guys don't have to do that. I always feel weird when people donate money to the channel. It's just
It
awkward
is
because it's like
weird. Yeah. Right.
I'm definitely not, and yes, this is such a great chat that deserves my donation. And then, and I appreciate it. I got like 15 people watching. I know I'm on the eve of Star Wars, and I know there's other streams going on right now that have like 100+ people in the chats. But the reality is this is the kind of conversation I want to have. Having a live stream, just sitting here kind of well, yeah, we'll wrap up in a few minutes. We're hitting that hour and 13-minute mark. We're just kind of just talking, just having a fun conversation on a Sunday night. But that's the whole point of this live stream is just to have a couple news topics. When I do the stream on Sundays, everyone knows the news already, what's been released, what's going on. So
Yeah.
I'm just trying to do something different. I cover the news pretty quickly. and and at that point, just have like an open, broad conversation where we're just kind of talking about something different than what's going on. So, like I said, I really do appreciate it, and I'll be doing more of these definitely. So I really do appreciate it. But getting back to what we're talking about, man. I mean, that's what about the value in your collection. I mean, we all love our collection to gain value, but that shouldn't be the main reason of why
Well,
we collect.
I think another reason why people feel the need to put hope that their collection gets value and what have you, because it's a way to justify your collecting to people who don't collect. You have your friends come over, they're like, "Oh, what are you doing here?" I'm like, "Yo, that's worth like $800 right now. All right, like show show your friends that this isn't just you just collecting figures and
Mhm.
putting them on on a shelf or what have you. It's a way for people to be like, this is legit, try to legitimize your love for the thing by putting a value on it, which it's not bad to to put to have to want your collection to
Not
grow
at
in
all.
value. It's just
Absolutely not.
I just don't agree with the whole like you can't put out new better figures because my old one won't be worth
It's like
anything.
buying a car, man. You get a car, it's gonna lose its value instantly afterwards because a new one's
It's
gonna come out. I mean, the only
and
difference is this is the Hot Toys are just unpredictable about what could come out that will devalue your stuff. But yeah,
and technology, like
why wouldn't you want
we're in it for the
technology?
realism, and there are a lot of figures from the early like mid 2000s that don't look like the thing, and you would want 2.0s to come in.
You
And technology keeps on getting better and better and better, and if I can get a more real figure, then so be it. Let's get a true Bespin Luke with the diorama, please.
Yeah, absolutely. And um I was gonna do a video. I did a video on Saturday, a top 5 of, like, favorite figures in my collection, and I was thinking about doing another video, and if anyone's interested, I'll probably do it as, like, a lot like, a solo live stream, but, like, I was thinking about doing, like and I had this idea of, like, top 5 figures that got away, and what I mean by that is I started collecting in 2020, right? Sideshow's website.
Hmm.
I talk about my first figure, the Mark 43. It's the first one I ever bought. But when I tell you the figures that were on Sideshow's website, that if I knew then what I know now, I coulda just went by but, like, for example, I coulda had the Emperor from Return of the Jedi. I coulda had
Yeah,
Luke Skywalker. I coulda had Luke Skywalker, Return of the Jedi. I coulda had the Mark, Justice League, the Tactical Batman, even though it's getting 2.0'd, but I coulda had the Mark IV Gantry.
yeah.
I'm just saying, like, those are things that I remember looking at on Sideshow's website and not
Hmm.
understanding, like, $700, like, I'm gonna get that, it's ridiculous. And it wasn't until months later I made my first purchase. And so, like, I thought about making a top 5 video because I haven't burned in my brain of, like, the top 5 figures I coulda had if I would have known better. But then, like, it just touched on what you said. The figures back then are not the same qualities because, like, that Justice League Batman, for example, I remember watching Denobi's stream when that came out, and he was talking about how, like, the one that came out, there's like no ass to it. Like, there's something wrong with the back of it. Like it was engineered
Hmm.
differently. And he was like, he's like, I'm hoping the new one has better engineering because, like, trying to sit it in the just because I think he was trying to put it like in the Justice League Batmobile from Jazz Inc. at the time, and it wasn't
Hmm.
fitting right or something like that. And he was saying how it wasn't engineered right, like there's no backside to it, and like so it's things like that I'm like, oh, maybe you're right. Yeah, maybe it's good I didn't get that because then they're gonna make a better one. And so that's just my thought process about it when I was
Yeah.
look at these two knuckleheads. Yeah, well, thanks.
Thanks.
Connor's always supportive in
I
one way or another.
I
We're just
kn-
having a conversation, and
right.
a Philly guy and a Jersey guy having a
Co-
conversation. A Philly guy and a
Connor's
Jersey guy
just
walking to a
jealous.
bar. Yeah, that's a fun one.
Well,
But
listen, Philly got yeah. So I did spend some time in Maryland. So yeah,
where Connor's
I
from.
went to high school in Severna Park. I lived in Philly until I was like 8 or 9. Then went to Baltimore and Maryland, and then came back after college. So I'm back in Philly after leaving when I was 9. But I did spend time in Maryland, Severna Park. It's between Baltimore and
Yeah, far.
Indianapolis. So
12-inch moon stream, get me some effing alien figures. I don't disagree with you on
dude,
that statement. See,
and
that's the other thing.
Predator.
That's another thing is that, with DC being on a lull, I wish they would do like more 80s IPs, like go back, do the aliens, do the Terminators, things like that. You know, that's just, I'm just saying, I just think that the
Well,
DC lull, I think the DC
th-
gap is going to leave some opportunities.
so with the
Live right there with high
Alien and the
school.
Predator stuff, um, Disney owns those titles.
Hmm.
So, why can't they? Especially with Prey coming out now, what's so good? Like, dip back into that.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that like those IPs.
Yep. So,
So,
well, that being said, I think that I think we're at that hour and 19 mark. So I'm gonna pull up. Let me pull this. I'm gonna pull up this. Who
is it
called
Mars
me?
Toys?
No, no, no. I'm not doing Mars toys. No, no, no. I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna pull up a knucklehead here. Who's knuckle? I'm gonna pull up a knucklehead here. Yeah, here we go. So I'm gonna
Oh,
pull up your page here.
oh, geez.
So what's going? Give us for those who are still watching, what's going on with the channel? What's going on? Talk to me.
So if you have made garage shelves and want to make like a floating shelf like that, I had a video up there that was killing it, and one of the measurements was an old measurement that I used, and I need to go back and fix that. But I am gonna add additional information into that video where it's not only making these these floating like
I'm gonna
this is
play it.
a floating shelf with the aluminum and the acrylic, but um but you can make it less expensive with wood. That's a 6-inch board that I painted white. In fact, I actually really like the look of that, the white on the white. It's kind of like hides the shelf, which is pretty cool.
I do like that.
So
I do actually. I didn't want to. I did like the white. Yeah, it does. It looks really clean. Like it
so
almost looks
like
like it just blends in, where it's
yeah,
kind of like floating, unintentional in a way.
and if you have a black interior, you paint it black. So you can paint the shelf any color you want, actually.
Yeah.
It's very easy. Just cut the board to the length of your shelf, and you'll see it's all in the video. So I'm going to add that and update that video and hopefully have it out this week, because I am so sad that I had to pull that video down. It was pulling in thousands of views, and it was actually skyrocketing, but whatever. What are you gonna do?
Costa just pulled
Um
the shelf out. That is funny. You just pull that shelf right out of your pocket.
I did.
That's
I
funny.
did pull the shelf out of my pocket. I The other things that I'm working on, I'm trying to finish these. So I'm gonna do a weird thing where I'm gonna finish the cases that I showed you earlier, and then I'm gonna do a collection tour of empty cases of the
Love it.
before.
Love it.
And then as I do, I am going to start doing my reviews again. I have a few on the site, but I'm gunning for Justin's 600,000 subscribers. So Justin, I'm coming for you.
Good luck with that. You and me. Yeah. Good luck with that.
Hey, it's possible. Maybe I'm in the
Yeah.
wrong niche. Maybe I should do something else to get 600,000 subscribers. I don't know. But I will also be having my tutorial on the smaller case that I showed you, where it actually has a light up base. And
I've seen that. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
yeah, it's I've actually settled on a different size and look for it, and it's going to be much easier to make and much nicer.
Nice.
Um, I'm thinking about like making kits, but not like for the full shelves. Like if you need the parts for the things, so you don't have to buy like a whole bag of nuts and
Mhm.
bolts and stuff. Like, because I was looking online, and for me to like shy away from the whole YouTube thing and like focus on like making custom display cases for people. There are a billion display case companies out there.
Yeah.
It's not worth
Yeah.
my time. It's also going to be way more expensive because I don't get everything wholesale. But
Yeah. I got
anyway, working on just some new tutorials. Some reviews should be coming at some point when I clean all this crap up in here. And yeah, that's I'm and I am thinking about bringing my live stream back, but I'm trying to do like a reset. Trying to like
I think I was your last victim, if I'm not mistaken.
yes, you were. That was a fun stream.
Yeah, it was.
But I
It was
enjoy
basically
like
like this, but on your channel. Just two guys
pretty much.
shooting the
Yeah,
shit.
just two guys just chit-chatting about shit. Yeah. I like that doing the live stream because I can show off the community and be like, "Hey, anybody can build this." And I think I saw earlier Big Dog Pound 1 was like, "Are you a contractor
Yeah, yeah.
on it?"
So
No, I am not. I didn't even know I could build this shit. Uh, just one day was like, I'm gonna do this, and I did it. And well, I guess I am handy around the house. If
well,
anything
you gotta be to
breaks,
build these things, whether regardless, have some ingenuity to it.
yeah. So I work for a company that does medical exams and stuff.
Mm,
So I am not even. It's not even in the building realm, but I do like making things. And
that's cool.
sometimes, yeah, and sometimes if I'm feeling a little just like in a rut, I'll I'll be like, "Do we need anything from IKEA? I wanna I
And
wanna
build it.
go buy something and build it."
That's
So
funny.
that's why I got into the building, the toys, the building, the entertaining. Because I before the pandemic, sketch comedy, improv comedy. I used to perform around Philly. Uh, so this was another outlet for me. So that's where I'm at. Just keep checking the channel out. If you're not subscribed, why not?
Yeah, I dropped your
And
link down there in the live chat, so
tell
definitely
me in the
check it out.
chat why you're not, and then I'll tell you why you should be. No, I'm kidding.
Real
No, I
quick, I got
think
one.
most
We got one.
everybody in here I know. So
Yeah, it's all
uh,
the same. I appreciate.
I
I
love
got one,
these guys. They're
yeah, I
my
love the community.
some
Everyone's
of
so
these
nice.
guys are my favorites when I go to other streams and I'm like, "Yo, what's up?" You get that shout out. I love you guys are the best. And yeah, so maybe I should do a live stream.
There you go.
I'm talking myself into a live stream.
Yeah, there you go. You just did it. Um, if I could talk, wow. One more question is, guys, what are your thoughts on Guardians Volume 3? Wouldn't it be cool if somehow they reference Yondu in the new movie and release a 2.0? Yeah, it's that is possible. Guardians, the problem with Guardians is that I'm I'm gonna go see the movie, but I'm not in love with it as much anymore because it's roped into the whole Marvel phase thing. Really, just kind of killed me on it. So therefore, I'm kind of like, I'll go see the movie, but for Guardians, I'm probably not gonna go in all on the line just because I'd rather be focused on Star Wars and stuff. So that's kind of where I'm at. It would be cool, Yondu 2.0. I mean, Yondu is definitely probably up there in terms of one of those 2.0s that I would have never thought like, hey, would they do it again? But now, if they ever do a 2.0 of Yondu, that's probably going to be the figure where then all bets are off. That like they'll 2.0 literally anything. Like right now, they're kind of on that cusp where nothing is safe.
Hmm.
But if they do Yondu, I think all bets are off because I think that sculpt is still the pinnacle. I think it's up there. It's like that 9 out of 10 sculpt. It's definitely in that top 5 of best sculpt. So is that Joker, that Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
If they ever did a Yondu, that's definitely all bets are off. That anything 2.0 is up for grabs. No, but no figure is safe, and we're on the cusp of that right now of no figure being safe.
I
That's my thought about Guardians overall. But I got to see and I also got to see if they do the whole line because I stopped collecting Guardians because we got incomplete lines of figures, and Hot Toys is known for that for one reason or another, not being able to give you a whole line from a series. So and I'm not a fan of the new suits. I know they're more comic accurate, but I just don't like the look of the new suits they're wearing. So I have to see what Hot Toys brings to the table to decide whether or not I'm going to go all in on Guardians or not. So that's my opinion.
I'm excited. I'm gonna go see it on Friday, and James Gunn, I don't think I've seen anything I've disliked of his, so I'm very optimistic about this one.
Mhm.
Um, Even with the last few Marvel, stinkers, I think I think this is gonna be really good.
It's
I
gotten
have a
great reviews from
feeling I'm gonna like be all choked up and maybe tear up in it. And I'm also like I'm excited about James Gunn with the DCU, so that is going to. I loved all like Peacemaker and his Suicide Squad, amazing. So like the only figure if I was to get anything, if they come out with the line, is Drax. I think
Mhm.
that's the only one I need. Because I would want to get the old versions of Rocket and Groot, because I'm not a big fan of the new look of Groot. But I need Drax,
Yep.
and
So
since
does
we're
everybody.
also getting Mantis at some point at the end of the year or next
Yeah.
year. Well, it's at the end of the year that you know, and I'm kind of iffy. Like you can't collect if they only come out with like three of the figures or whatever. They're all wearing that suit.
Yep.
Like it's you can't mix them with any of the older figures. You can't mix them
Mhm.
with like the older
That's what I mean. Like
Nebula
that
or
needs to
the
match. It's like you gotta get something that's consistent. So
yeah. So
but um but yeah, it's gonna wrap it up for us, guys. I just want to give guys everyone just one more heads up. I was supposed to do a stream last Thursday, but I had a lot of technical difficulties. I just want to put this up so people have a better understanding, because when I talk about it, people are like, "Whoa, who are you talking about?" Aside from the Sunday streams, I will have another Sunday stream next week. Um, and that's going to be basically a May the 4th recap of like everything that happened this upcoming week. So we kind of like look at everything in a time capsule. And then I might have a special guest on there. I don't want to say who because I'm still finalizing some stuff. Might be a few people. Um, and then the following Thursday, I'm going to attempt to do the stream again. We got it figured out, but I do have a special stream for those who are 89 Batman fans, and it is with this gentleman, Carl Newman, who, for those who don't know, he was actually hired as a movement double for Michael Keaton in Batman from 1989. And someone might think like, what is a movement double? I don't know, you're just probably talking about like a stunt actor. He was actually hired to be a movement double where he actually did scenes in the like he did all the movements for Batman. And for example, like the opening scene here, like when he was brought down in the rafters, this was actually him, not Michael Keaton or a stunt double. And this famous scene of the wings opening is actually this gentleman, Carl Newman. So these are scenes that were actually him in the movie and not a stunt double or Michael
hmm.
Keaton. And I'm actually just like access. These are all scenes that were him, and he's just going to do the breakdown. It's unbelievable. Like the Batmobile was him, standing in front of it was him, flipping the lights on in the walking around the Bat Cave was him, and then even more famously is the church sequence. Like all of this is him walking around, and actually there's a famous shot like where like this still right here. You can see that's his face, that's his jawline in the movie. That's not a stunt actor. So this was him doing stunts and him walking around. Jack Nicholson, this was him, and so really great conversation with him. And these are photographs that were done for promotion, and actually that's him in the suit. That's the
Oh
guy.
yeah.
And what's crazy about it is that he's the only other person that ever had his portrait professionally taken by this gentleman, this photographer here, Herb Riss. He did all the professional photography. Like everyone knows these shots; these are famous photos,
Yeah.
and he did these shots here are all him. And these are all famous pictures that you see. And like I said, this guy Carl had his photo taken, and these are and no one's ever had aside from a main actor before. So this is pretty cool, to say the least. So this is a conversation that I have planned for him. We had some issues with the StreamYard not working, so we're going to do it through Zoom. But I can broadcast it, like I said, I can broadcast it on YouTube, so it will still be a live stream. It's just that it's going to be a little bit different versus doing it like this. But that's something I have planned in 2 weeks. He was really upset that he wasn't
Cool.
able to do it because of some tech difficulties. Because he's in the UK, so there's a 5 hour time difference between us.
Uh,
But I got that one booked up, so I'll definitely put that out online aside from my Sunday streams. That's something that's happening it's on Thursday. It's like a week and a half from now. So I'll put that out definitely. But anyone who's a Batman fan, especially 89, I'm so sorry I hyped it up and then it fell apart just because of some technology. But like I said, I'll put that out there in the next week or so people see it. Yep, everyone's looking forward to that one. So that should be a good stream. But like I said, guys, I really do appreciate it. We're hitting that hour and 33 mark. We went a little more over than I wanted to, but the conversation was just going so good between us. I figured I'll just let it roll. And we had a steady flow of people, so everyone appreciated it. I thought we vibed well together and just kind
Yeah,
of
we do.
taking time. So take care, everyone. I appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe to Casa Pop Culture Living Room. And like I said, if you're dropping by, please like and subscribe to my channel if you guys are interested in the content. Like I said, every Sunday at 8:15. I know we had a little bit of a lesser turnout this week because, as I said, I got kind of engulfed with Star Wars, and I want to do the opposite. Sometimes you got to do the opposite just to kind of stay strong, right? You
Yeah.
gotta go your own path. You can't just conform. And I talked so much Star Wars this week. I'm tired of predicting stuff. I want to recap what happened. So everybody have a great rest of your night, and I will see you guys next Sunday.
See you guys. Peace.